Hello and welcome everyone. It is Michael and this is my week 10 reflection, baby. Recovering a sense of self-protection. Possibly you have just watched my week 9 video, which was supposed to be my week 9 and week 10 video, and so I gave my preface for the past few weeks there. If not, that's okay. Let's just jump into it. Recovering a sense of self-protection is all about exploring the perils that can ambush us on our creative path. Because creativity is a spiritual issue, many of the perils are spiritual perils. In the essays, tasks, and exercises of this week, we search out the toxic patterns we cling to that block our creative flow. Thank you, Julia Cameron, for that lovely introduction. So, if I am correct, this would be the week following my blighted news that I did not get the Fulbright scholarship, and I think maybe I was just returning home, or maybe this is the week that I was supposed to be reading while I was in Mexico. Yeah, I think I remember I read this right before I got my news. And as I said in the last video, I was like, uh-oh, this is a bad omen. Because I was like, why do I need to learn about self-protection right now? What do I need to protect myself from? But yeah, and I also was a little bit well, let's see. Let's go through it and see what still sticks and still resonates for me. But the first chapter or section is called Dangers of the Trail, and I highlighted, when we are clear about who we are and what we are doing, the energy flows freely and we experience no strain. Which, yeah, I do feel that. When we begin to sense our real potential and the wide range of possibilities open to us, that scares us, so we all reach for blocks to slow our growth. If we're honest with ourselves, we all know which blocks are the toxic ones for us. Clue, this is the block we defend as our right. Interesting. I don't really have that many notes on this chapter. I think I must have read it pretty quickly. This chapter or section is on workaholism, and I highlighted, the truth is we're very often working to avoid ourselves, our spouses, our real feelings. And then also, to test the validity of this assertion, which was, if I had more time, I'd have more fun, we like to tell ourselves, but this is seldom the truth. Ask yourself how much time you allot each week to fun, pure, unadulterated, non-productive fun. I highlighted just the word fun on that one. I wonder why. Maybe I'm just questioning what fun means, but... and then there's this quiz. One of the quotes from Cesar Chavez is, when we are really honest with ourselves, we must admit our lives are all that really belong to us. So it is how we use our lives that determines what the kind of men we are. She has this lovely section on boundaries. In order to guard against rationalization, it is very useful to set a bottom line. Each person's bottom line is different, but should specifically mention those behaviors known to be off limits. Boundary is another way to say bottom line. Bottom line, I will not blank. This is your boundary. Yes. The next section is on drought. She says, in any creative life, there are dry seasons. I like this memory or this line she says of, for all creative beings, the morning pages are a lifeline, the trail we explore and the trail home to ourselves. And I think that's super grounding to remember, I don't know if there's ever this loss of self or identity that or meaning or, dreaming, that the morning pages hold that. And there is a line through it all that just, I guess, follows the trail that we've been exploring. In some of the later pages for like week 12, she's mentioned like, or one of the quotes was like, you have to be willing to like leave the shores, like forget the shores that you came from, something along those lines. But I think there's an interesting tension and balance between those two concepts. She said, during a drought, emotions are dried up. Like water, they may exist somewhere underneath, but we have no access to them. A drought is a tearless time of grief. We are between dreams, too listless to even know our lossless. We put one page after another, more from habit than hope. That's definitely how I felt. I definitely was like too listless to know my losses and in between dreams. But she asserts that through the morning pages, like, you'll be okay. She says droughts do end. The time in the desert brings us clarity and charity. In a creative life, droughts are a necessity. The morning pages are both our wilderness and our trail. From Meister Eckhart, there's the quote, "Truly it is in the darkness that the one finds the light. So when we are in sorrow, then this light is nearest of us, of all to us." So, and then she also asserts again that the point of the work is the work, and fame interferes with that perception. She has a section on competition, where I'm reminded that the turtle did win, and I need to maintain consistency. And that I highlighted, it is the accurate mapping out of our own creative interests that invites the term original. We are the origin of our art, its homeland. Viewed this way, originality is the process of remaining true to ourselves. So then that brings us to the tasks, which I'll say a few of the favorites, which I never did these. I didn't do them, but I'm sharing them as a way to maybe do them through verbalizing them. Touchstones. Make a quick list of things you love. Happiness touchstones for you. River rocks worn smooth, willow trees, cornflowers, chicory, real Italian bread, homemade vegetable soup, the Bodine's music, black beans and rice, the smell of a new mown grass, blue velvet, the cloth and the song, Aunt Minnie's crumb pie. Post this list where it can console you and remind you of your own personal touchstones. You may want to draw one of the items on your list or acquire it. If you love blue velvet, get a remnant and use it as a runner on a sideboard or dresser, or tack it to the wall and mount images on it. Play a little. Oh my gosh. So these are like intense. This next one is the awful truth. Answer the following questions. Tell the truth. What habit do you have that gets in the way of your creativity? Tell the truth. What do you think might be a problem? It is. What do you plan to do about the habit or problem? What is your payoff in holding on to this block? If you can't figure out your payoff, ask a trusted friend. Tell the truth. Which friends make you doubt yourself? The self-doubt is yours already, but they trigger it. Tell the truth. Which friends believe in you and your talent? The talent is yours, but they make you feel it. What is the payoff in keeping your destructive friends? If the answer is, I like them, the next question is, why? Which destructive habits do your destructive friends share with your destructive self? Which constructive habits do your constructive friends share with your constructive self? So yeah, there's a couple more, but we're gonna leave that at that. Thank you guys for going through this all again with me, just in the reflections, just documenting the fact that we did do this work. And there's a plethora of such great, like, healing information. But yeah, week 8, 9, and 10, they were difficult for me to like keep track of. But we did it. We reflected. And I can't wait for the week 12 reflection. So thanks for sticking with me, everyone. I wish that you have a great time on the internet after this, I guess. Go watch my week 11 video. But yeah, thanks for watching.